Pinot Noir would be one of our hallmark varieties. We've been growing it since 1991, with the oldest vineyards being planted back in 1985. The winery's always evolving. We're getting to an age, with vine age, to a spot where we can actually find some very interesting nuances from different blocks. And I think we're now in a position that we're able to actually bottle these separately to make small volume cuvées that represent an expression of the land, of the site, they're very special right now.
The reason behind bottling the single vineyard Pinot Noir, one, we're able to identify 3 unique areas in our vineyard that express a sense of place. They're extremely focused, precise wines that we're able to, in our 32-hectare estate, we're able to see the little nuances in each of these wines that really set them apart. And we can see that the terroir there, the site, the exposure, the soils are all quite unique in these little pockets. It is like a journey through our vineyard in that you do start at the top, at our highest altitude vines with the estate cuvée, and they're all planted to a high density style vineyard, which really the fruit tends to have a little bit more mature fruit quality coming from that style of vineyard, but it has really provided a very vibrant character in the wines, while the reserve cuvée has been blended now from 3 older vineyards. So we're looking at 20 years and older, and we have mature fruit. But we're choosing these vineyard sites too because there's a combination of different exposures. There's a combination of different clones within and soil types. So we're able to see a very distinct wine that is Blue Mountain, definitely showing the mineral-like content of our wines, the vibrant fruit. And then isolating the 3 other vineyards, starting from the top, we're looking at Block 9, where you have a wine that has great complexity and tension because we're looking at, well, a vineyard site that has different exposures from the top of the row down to the bottom of the row, from hillside to flat, and from denser soils to lighter soils. And you're creating this wild nature to it, but also picking up some of the local environment where there's the savory nature coming from some of the sagebrush. And then moving to Block 14, which is just below the winery. A lot denser soils, greater vigor in the vines, more strength to the fruit that's coming off of these vines due to the gravel rock character. The soil types is denser. The energy in that wine from beginning through to the end has a lot more force, but definitely Blue Mountain Pinot Noir. And then further south, we're looking at Block 23, a river flow, and that wine has a lot of eastern exposure, so the morning sun, cooler sun contact, so it's a lot gentler for this wine, which really coincides with the character that we're getting from this wine as well. So a lot more elegant. There's more mineral-like content too, just due to the soil type. So with all 3 of those single vineyards, there's a very distinct nose and palate, flavor components.
When we talk about making these single vineyard wines, we are basically making a cuvée from this vineyard block. These wines would have always been large portions of a reserve blend historically, and it's really only over the last 3 to 4 years that we've really tried to embrace the individuality of each of the vineyard sites, trying to allow these nuances to come forward. If we think about it, it's taken us quite a few years, or at least taken us a period of time to allow the vines to get old enough to really express these individual personalities.
I think there's going to be a lot of excitement around it. I think that as a business that has continued to evolve over the years, the winery, this is close to 30 years of winemaking. So not only did we evolve with my mom and dad starting the business and now Matt and I taking over the business, but not just evolving to second generation, but also evolving with the quality and how we are looking at the vineyard to really tell us the story too.